Thanks for coming back. I thought maybe you might not tonight. No, I knew you would. Because you are that type of person now. You want to make sure that you know everything, making math easy for you. Following along all the things that we talk about for building character, for building intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue here in video number 2 by finding an unknown measure in similar figures. So it says the figures are similar. They are similar. So that means we know something. If they are similar, we know. Same shape. Corresponding angles congruent and corresponding sides proportional. We know it. So we're going to use that to find the missing side length x. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to only do it one way. There's lots of ways we can do it. There's lots of proportions we can write. I happen to be very fond, it's a Rossism of mine, that in my proportion, my one ratio equal to another, I always start with x. I just do. So wherever x is, I'm putting it right here. I circle it, I mark my text, there's my x. I always put it first. It's just what I do. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. So feel free to write any proportion that works, or you can follow me and it is what it is. So I am going to actually go corresponding side to corresponding side, and they look like the orientation is the same. So again, I mark my text and I'm going x to 6. And I'm going to say that that is equal to 6 to 9. Okay? So I'm going this way, so 6 over 9. When I do my cross products, 6 times 6 is 36. X times 9, 9x. I know they're equal because they are proportional. I know they're proportional because these are similar, and that's part of the definition of similar figures. To solve, I divide by 9. Going back to our first unit of the year, 36 divided by 9 is 4, so x equals 4 feet. Straightforward. Alrighty, our next example, find again the x on these similar figures, and we know a lot of things about similar figures, and so we're going to go straight to the proportional sides. Alright, this time here's my x. I always put that first. This time I'm going to just stay with this figure, and I'm going to go x over 14. Corresponding side to x is 12, so I'm going to put that one on top, and I'm going to go 12 to 7. And then again, I grab my cross products, and I go 14 times 12. 14 times 12 is 168. 7 times x, 7x. Dividing by 7, 168 divided by 7, x is equal to 24, and the units would be centimeters. There we go. Let's go on to our next example. Example number 5. Again, the figures are similar, so we know they're the same shape, we know corresponding angles are congruent, and we know that the corresponding sides are proportional. And we are once again asked to find a missing side length. So I draw my proportion. I find x. I mark it. I circle it. Rossism for me says I put that first. It's just what I do. And it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go this way, corresponding side of the same shape, so x over 6. Corresponding side to x is 8, so I'm going to start with 8 on the top of my second ratio, and 8 to 4. Here we go. Cross products are going to tell me that 8 times 6 is 48, and that x times 4 is 4x. Making those equal, forming my equation, dividing by 4, because I want to isolate x to keep the equation balanced. I divide both sides by 4, and 48 divided by 4, x is equal to 12. My units, centimeters. And our last example of the night, a real-life application, because there are times, especially on computer programs or with pictures and stuff like that, you want to enlarge them and you want them to be similar, or you want to shrink them and you want them to be similar. You don't want to distort the faces. If you don't make them similar, the faces are distorted. So, a given rectangle needs to be modified. Part A says each side length is increased by 2. Is the new rectangle similar to the original? So I'm going to go with blue on this one, and I'm going to increase by 2. So 4 plus 2 gives me a side length of 6, and 6 plus 2 gives me a side length of 8 for my new image. So I'm going to write my first ratio, and my first ratio for this one is going to be 4 to 6. That's the original figure. And then I increase both by 2, corresponding sides, 6 to 8. Is this proportional? Do I have similar figures? Well, 6 times 6 is 36. 4 times 8 is 32. Are they equal? No. So these are not similar. Okay? Let's go to the next one. The next one says each side length is increased by 50%. Is the new rectangle similar to the original? So 50% of 4 is 2. So 4 plus 2 once again is 6. 50% of 6 is 3. 6 plus 3, my new side length would be 9. So now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to make my proportion. And I'm going to go my original figure, 4 to 6 again. And the new one is 6 to 9. And I find out, are these cross products proportional? Or is it proportional? Are these cross products equal? Well, 6 times 6 once again is 36, and 4 times 9 is 36. Yes, that is true. So this answer is yes, similar. Nice. Very good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for tonight. We got our last quick write. Go ahead and draw a quick drawing of these. Make sure you label the side lengths, and then find out what is the distance of H in the replica. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, when you're done, that is it for tonight, and I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you come with questions.